Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today a very unique deck that actually won 5 times and lost only once because I got mana screwed. So looking great. This is a Wrenn and Realmbreaker deck together with Conduit of Worlds. So we play a lot of permanents because we want to get them back, especially planeswalkers because they are super relevant. With Up the Beanstalk March you have some cardowing capabilities, and the War Chief is this quick permanent that you love casting every single turn. Conduit of Worlds, of course, can cast one spell a turn from your graveyard, and this is also a reason why we have so many instants, because we can play on our opponent's turn, so we don't really have a drawback from this one. So, I think you will like it. Oh, and Restless Fortress is because of Wrenn. We want to combo this. We just use the white mana from those. And if you aren't subscribed, maybe today is the day. I heard a legend that every subscription to Sloth channel makes one mono-red player not play ladder. So I mean, it can't hurt, right? Worth the try. Alright guys, have fun and enjoy the games. Let's see. Oh yeah, hello. Like, I think we played with quad decks, and yeah, I think he's cool. So what do we do? We definitely need to kill whatever he plays and then unlock the Wrenn. We will probably lose her if that's hasted deck, and it definitely is. Right? If they play red, it's just for creatures and red. Or maybe some dinosaurs. Oh man, that's actually very interesting. It kinda breaks our curve a little bit. And this will be huge, right? This will be a 6/6. Yeah, I don't think we have luxury. Like, we kinda aligned very wrong with removal against what he has exactly. So it means we'll need to keep her for later. Or not. Or maybe not. Alright, that's a nice start. Oh no. Okay, I thought he got mana screwed, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Alright, and now Wrenn is way better. Let's go. Oh, I tapped wrong. It should be a forest. And now we risk our best land. Alright. I mean, this has hexproof, so the chompies or whatever the card is called won't hit this. And we probably have a moment to hit Sunfall. We can use -2 to hit the 5th land. Or we can just, use it from hand. That's also an option. Fight rigging. Alright. This will nearly for sure trigger at some point. Unless we draw March. Or, the disenchant thing first. Destroy evil. I think we have 2 Sunfalls, so we can go with it. And I don't think we will go for the ultimate. I don't think we need to. Oh man, those are such a good cards. I cannot, I cannot just say no to a planeswalker, man. Especially Elspeth, like, she's really strong in some situations. Alright, let's see. Man, this will be brutal. This might be a tally. So they play the Hammer Skull. If they activate it, that's full turn. Alright, I don't mind it. They get the, the trade, but that costs them full turn, and they made no progress. And I have a lot of planeswalkers. So do we want to hit a land? Yeah, I don't mind it. If they keep doing it, we just kill it with Emperor later. It is nice. It absolutely is, my friend. Thanks. And now we have a blocker. So it gets harder for him. No trample, right? Yeah. They need different game plan. This one didn't work for them. Hunk. And with 2 Emperors, I'm kind of feeling okay. This is what we're talking about. But we have a Sunfall against whatever he has. And it's not a tally, so actually not the worst. And now he knows. Because everyone would get this. So what do we do? This one is what? 3, 4, 4, 5. 4, 5. So how do we do it? I don't want to give him cards, so we need to start with it. I don't think he wants to activate it, like he will fall super behind this way. And you know, 3 damage is always nice. With Wrenn, your decks are way more aggressive than you think. This 3 damage really stacks quickly, especially with Sunfall tokens. Suddenly, like, we can deal 7 damage on the next turn and make 2 turn lethal. We won't, but the fact that we can is already insane. Alright then. Alright then. Man, this is actually pretty cool. So we have options. We have a lot of options, and I think I know the perfect one. Oh, the first strike. So if I play Elspeth, it won't work fully. They might just chill with it. I think we go with -2. And try to hit some cool... Oh boy! This is a card! This is definitely a card. I'm taking it, man. So if they attack... The problem is that they can chill with this and not attack and keep drawing cards. And that will be some problem, I think. We could fight rigging, of course, but we don't really accomplish anything, sorry. And the Restless Fortress with Wrenn is in like a lot of damage, so that's good. That's good. Man, the value they got from the single trigger is insane. They got 6/6 and 3/1. And a land as well. So man, that's insane. They can make all the creatures pretty strong, so we need to be careful. Man, I'm starting to think that getting this Dracozar for single turn was a big no-no. It's not looking perfect. Alright. They actually are going for it. Let's see the attacks. How do they work? Untap that creature. So they need to attack with something if they want to, you know, use the ability. And we can also use one of the tokens. So they need to overhit Wrenn quite a lot if they want her. Yeah, and he needs to target it, so this will untap, but after our Emperor, so it doesn't matter. Going face. Very interesting. I mean, this is actually really good for us. This is exactly solving all of our problems. That's why we like Emperor so much. And suddenly, the whole turn did absolutely nothing. I think he wastes this one, right? It's until end of the turn. You may play them this turn, so he actually lost everything. Do we care about fight rigging? I mean, let's go like this. I think we can try to be aggressive, man. Do we win? I mean, look at this hero. Like, oh boy, this is insane. Oh boy, this is so fun. So this is 9 plus 2, right? So this is a forced block right now. Because he dies if he doesn't block. Man, this is so fun. And we still have commando mana, so we can kill the... Yep, we can kill it. I guess we don't trade, but we get rid of... Yeah, it's probably not the best idea. I got a little bit too excited, but don't you worry, it's fine. So they should kill Wrenn. This disables the fortress. But they need to kill others. Oh boy. Let's roll the dice. We have Warchief with Blitz, so we can deal more damage than he thinks. Yeah, like I should just trade here. That was a little bit silly. And Hexproof doing some serious work. And the chain does not stop. And it will be more. It will... Oh no, will this mistake cost me the game? I just was so excited to get a cool combat trick, you know? The Hammer Scar. Is it? Yeah, because we can give flying to this. But let's show our opponent that we actually had more than this. So he knows that it wasn't super close. And let's do all the stuff. A Flying Rhino will finish you. Alright. We are going with it. That's a lethal he probably never seen. Let's give him this one. He always plays very nicely. And I mean, we won nearly everything, man. Anchorage should be a little bit better, because we are not in danger of playing Wrenn, alright? That's how we put it. Boomer, bro. Like, how can you be a mono-red player, Boomer? I mean, we can play 2 turns on 1 mana, I think. Commando is useful, and if they pump it, we can march it. But I won't do it unless they invest 2 cards into it. So, no. I guess it hurts my mana base a little bit. Sure, wow. I love the hesitation. It's like almost he wouldn't do it, right? Like, bro, you're going to do it anyway. It's always the same game. Every single time. Yep, you can kill it and then step. Man, I don't know. Do they not? Like, after you play 3 times, you know how this works. I think they have play with fire. Do we attack? No. You cannot attack against this deck. Because they are always more aggressive. This is a very nice draw. Face? So if they're going face, it suggests they have only Feldons and air units. I think so. Or they just do random stuff, I guess. We could roll here, sure. That would be a nice target for the March, right? I mean, it's still their 2-drop. I will go for it. Is that Monstrous Rage? No. Alright then. Out. Out with the cheek. And let's see if that changes their mind. Alright. Alright. So we have Emperor unlocked. That's actually pretty meaningful. Do I... Oh, I don't have the mana, right? So I don't need to care. 3 or less. I have the Anchorage, but I don't have the mana. Oh my god, they're playing this deck so greatly. Oh, it's so fun. They should kill the creature, by the way, with play with fire, because they would deal 1 extra damage instantly, and they would have extra creature. That's how you generally play this whole deck. Alright, so... They're not attacking. They think they're smart. Do we go with Mirrex or the Rebirth? I think we'll go with Rebirth. That will be something that he needs to care about, and we live game, so that's pretty cool. Alright then. So on the next turn he can go with the cheek and deal a lot of damage, but I still think we go with Conduit of Worlds. That means we could kill Kumano instantly. But we can just block, and unless they have trample, we can kinda do the same thing, right? Let's see if the counter is meaningful and I misplayed. Or not. I mean, that actually is better for me. So I don't want to sacrifice it. Alright, cool. Now I'm thinking whether I sacrifice the Commando at the end step. It's 1 mana that we can use, and we could replay it, but if we don't draw a land, we cannot use the Emperor. What is the play? The Emperor, right? We should go with the Emperor. A Sunfall. That is interesting. But we can do it on the next turn. We can also attack with the Fortress, but that's super risky. Our opponent is reading. He never seen other cards in Magic than Sweet Cheek and Sweet Speed. And Kumano, of course. Of course, I should start with Kumano. Godric. What a crazy stratagem. So we will Sunfall. That means we need to go for the maximum damage. He plays around Emperor, but obviously he cannot do it forever. So we will make a very cool trick here. We will block Squee. We could go for the first strike, but that's not the play. No. We will go with the Wandering Emperor. We will get rid of Godric and see if there's reaction. I should probably do first because maybe he misplays here. He might have something like Monstrous Rage,
I've
right?
learned much during my travels.
We kill Godric. We actually exile Godric because this will be a lot of damage. It's weird they didn't pump.
This is what you get for hurting my
And now we go here because this is blocked. This prevents 2 extra damage for 1 mana and we have no use of this mana. We have a smaller Sunfall token, but it's only 5 mana for his biggest attack that he hoped to kill us with. So that's pretty strong stuff. Now we clear everything. Do we have lands in the graveyard? Not yet. On the next turn we can start playing with it. So, do we make a samurai? Do we make a samurai? I think this life gains more. Just because he cannot kill us or from 12, it means he needs to attack Emperor first, so at least it will be 2 damage, probably 3. And we destroyed some boomers. Alright, opponent goes first. He's great and powerful, so it might be a harsh game. And we'll start with the tap land. Alright, well, I expected something more interesting, but so be it. I think it's Celestia version of the aggro. Alright, counters. This is pretty scary. Alright, this is an actual decision. So, if he attacks, he gets 2 counters, right? Man, I actually need to finally read the card. I think it doubles the +1 counters. Yep, 1 or more. Okay, only the first time. Oh, it puts on him. It's actually okay. Alright, that means we can play the Commando and then go with the March. Because we really want Wedding Announcement, we don't have lands, we have Sunfalls, we need to slow the game as much as possible. We could also exile one of the Sunfalls and get rid of it. Man, it's so tempting. So tempting. What do we get? I don't think wasting so many cards is a good idea. Let's go with this and see what happens. There's a removal, it seems, right? Easy. I'm happy that aggro gets new cards. I think they still need a little bit. So, that's good for our opponent, but we'll kill it on the next turn, and he didn't really play anything. Never mind, scrap that. So, it's Aether Wedding Announcement. We need to survive 2 turns, so I think we go with Wedding Announcement and then next turn the March. This one has Trample, so it will have to go. This one will train, but with no Trample. Alright. So... it doesn't pump too much, right? It will pump a little bit. But it's not as super scary as some other cards. 5 damage. We just need to survive 1 more turn. Well, well then, we won't have a creature as well. This one has worked. Man, I love that first they created, you know, creature meta that everyone needs to play removal or they die. And there's complaint that there's too much removal. And instead of fixing the thing, everything has worked and uncounterable. Oh boy. So, they have Trample. That's rough. So, how do we do it? I think we need to play into 1 Sunfall in the end. So, I think we go with this first. Like, we need to survive. And then he doesn't rain. So let's see the attack. Full swing, of course. And I think we get rid of the Initiate. Okay, I thought I need to pay myself. We need to be really careful, but we can take this damage. And here it is, our reward for pretty decent gameplay overall. And now the map tokens will be super useful. And we have a 5-5. Man, it was close, but we did it. Honk. Apparently you only need one Sunfall. Boseiju. Sure, I'll take the land. We have enough. I guess we will go with this one. No. Because we might hit Wrenn. And also we have the Conduit, so we don't want to pain ourselves. One card. Alright, and they decided they will play it. Cool. However, we can play the Conduit of Worlds. And I think we will go with lands. Maybe we can hit them. Destroy Evil. Probably good card, but I want lands. And let's explore. Cool. Man, that's pretty good. Well, I guess we just attack him. Not sure why he's in the game. I guess he thinks that he can win. I guess if he takes something that is super scaling, we kinda have to answer it. But 2-2 is definitely not it. Like, even with Conduit, like, it's so slow for him. Do we want to play it? Yep, let's go Conduit. Now we Wedding Announcement. I could just kill it, but Wedding Announcement is more fun. And we can still use all the mana on activations. So we don't super care. And, well, he regrets killing it with Boseiju, I think. Alright, he's going for it. Well, this will be super scaling. So let's see, let's see. I don't think it will work, but it's a worthy attempt. I think we just go with this guy and smite it. Don't forget we can play on our turn. We can Conduit on our turn and play on his turn, right? So that was the idea, that we have a lot of instants. Do we have permanents that we want to play? Yeah, we could play Commando and just kill it. And with Conduit you can basically do it forever, so that's pretty cool. Alright, going first with Up the Beanstalk and Wrenn. Not too much green mana, to be absolutely honest. So let's start with the plains. Not sure if we go Up the Beanstalk first or just hope that maybe we hit forest. And here's the conscript. I think this is the play. The draw of a card should really help us over time. That's actually a very good card. Yeah, that gives us a lot of time. And our opponent is quite high, so he will probably be insanely aggressive. Alright, Wedding Announcement it is. We need to go into Elspeth and create some tokens, so we can get some value. When we play War Chief, we draw 2 cards. Right? Well, if we blitz. But if we don't, we still get a lot of value. Sure. First card, Drained. The lack of green is a little bit problematic. Oh, this is a nice target for Destroy Evil. I mean, we are playing mono white then. Alright, so how do we go about it? I honestly think it's Destroy Evil. We have less life, so he will create a creature, right? No. He draws a card, that's worse. The problem is that he has sharded, and that's why I'm, you know, a little bit considerate, and we want to play Elspeth when this is flipped, because the tokens will be way better. Let's see, let's see. If he plays yeah. So if he plays sharded, what do we do? I guess we'll try to bait with the Emperor. This is scary, I don't want him drawing cards. And on the next turn we flip Wedding Announcement, so that should help for the next turns. The lack of green hurts so much, man. If we played War Chief on the next turn, that would be so great. So he can get it back, but I'm fine with it, because it slows him down super much. So he can replay it, I believe, and then he cannot play Shelly or anything like that. Of course he doesn't have her, otherwise he would play. But that's still okay. Still okay. I think we go with Elspeth. This turn everything flips. We go to 5 loyalty. And we have 4/4 in the board that can block the menace. And if he wants to do a combat trick, he needs to do it first. Otherwise we can just, you know, block. Easy. Perhaps just have the card. Oh boy, like I thought he might have Edict, but I really hope that it won't be like instantly there. I mean, I win the game, right? Because he gets this counter and that's it. He doesn't have anything else. This way we get a Planeswalker that can create Sunrise over time, and March should get the sharded if he draws it. It's a little bit annoying that I cannot play half of my strategy, and I believe that lands are symmetrical, so the fact that we only drew planes is a little bit rough. A little bit rough. We cannot even play the Sunfall and draw 2 cards. How aggressive he is. Pretty aggressive. We could kill it. Alright, I cannot play the Beanstalk, I forgot. So I think we just play like this, man.
Remember your training.
I will have to exile the Sunfall, man. That's so bad. This is actually horrible, because that's the last 2 cards I can play. I honestly think we just need to take it. Just because our draw sucks so much. Because if I can play Sunfall, I draw 2 cards, you know, 1 card, and that should be a huge difference. We just need to hit a land. Oh boy. Technically, it's a land. Alright. They might use Field of Ruin, which is actually perfect. They don't go for it. Those are insane cards, man. So, we will have to Sunfall, I think. Man, this is going horribly so far, just based on the lands. It's weird because we are playing only 2 colors, not 3, not Abzan, just because it's hard. And we still got insanely mana screwed. It's 1/4 of the deck and not a single green source. Alright, I wish he could play this as well. Man, I really hope he kills Mirrex, because that would be my first forest, and that would help a lot. He can get the card if we don't, you know, answer it. I draw 2 cards. I think we need to go for the Sunfall. Even if he draws... Man, that hurts so much. Even if he draws, first he can play it maybe, like a Trespasser, which would be perfect. And even if he doesn't play it, it means that like black doesn't have haste creatures, so it will be 2 turns before this attack, so, you know, we can reload by then, hopefully. But, oh boy. Alright, that's actually perfect. I think we did it, because after the Sunfall, we will draw Up the Beanstalk, and actually land. Man, not a single green land the whole game. That's wild. But we will still win. And we draw cards with Up the Beanstalk because we had single point of green mana this game, and we made the most of it. And now Marches can start drawing cards, and that means he won't be able to beat us in card advantage game. Still no. Still no. I think we just go Wedding Announcement because it scales, and we can activate the token. Okay. So I was thinking about activating it, but I think this triggers for any creature, so if he killed it at the end step with Cut Down, he could get a creature with haste, but he scooped beforehand. Alright, opponent goes first. And he's playing mono black. Well, this will be rough. Let's start with this. We have some green mana, but no green cards. It's one or the other. Alright, this is actually really good for me. The more he invests into this card, the more likely I will win the game. Let's go with the forest. This way we can prepare for Wrenn if we top deck her. She would actually be perfect here, because I'm killing this, and on the empty board, Wrenn is insane against mono black, because they don't have a way to go around it. Well, his whole early game went into this simple play. He will use the maps, but we have Sunfall, so I don't think it changes much. I wish I was on the play, because right now I would be playing one of those. Big difference, big difference. Alright, so this is Forest, because we want to play white mana. On the turn we will use it, so we don't pain ourselves. Not a huge difference, but why take 1 damage if you don't have to? And those resources are competing for his mana. Like, he can use it on Sleeper or on map. Very aggressive, probably not good enough draw. It's decent, but it's slow. Like, you want it early game, not now. Especially that he didn't deal any damage, so it's not like this will burst. Alright. I think we're winning this one. Flesh Gorger. Perfect for the Sunfall. Alright then. So do we go with Elspeth? He can draw extra card this way. Right. I will... Well, Emperor is better, right? Emperor is better, but let's go with Elspeth. Let's be risky today. And I will use Mirrex on the Sunfall turn. Man, my voice. I'm not sure if you are hearing, but I'm like fighting to regain a little bit. Alright. So our opponent used Cut Down on the token, and that's kinda it. Will he be able to kill Elspeth? Because if she survives, that's huge. Easy. Every time you play a Planeswalker, they just have a Planeswalker removal in hand. And 3 damage is not meaningful for them. But only 1 card. Cool. So, let's get all the good stuff and prepare wood for the last removal. And I would love to hit some green cards, but I guess it's not like this. Alright. He got 1 instance of Underdog, and that's huge for him. Of course, on the next turns we can start exiling it. And I think we go like this, because it will give him false sense of security with the Underdog, because that's not an Emperor mana. So if he keeps playing it, that would be perfect. He might use removal on it, which is okay. And I hope he does it. Alright, so the only card will be a Cut Down. And he went exactly into our trap. Perfect. That was a huge problem that we just solved. And here we go. You like blitzing, bro? Oh boy, we have a blitz for you. Oh, it feels great because I'm pretty sure he's dead on the next turn. See? Drawing green cards really changes the gameplay. Alright. I mean, that's 5 already. 7. And with Emperor's 8. So it's actually lethal. Alright. So we sacrifice the Rhino and he gets stuff. That's fine. So lethal will be a bit slower then. And here's the Sleeper. We probably will get losted. Alright, we're starting to get the stuff we wanted. If we can hit Wrenn, maybe? Alright, I guess not. We kill this. And we go for 2 turn lethal, because one of the Anthem effects will flip, and that's game. He won't be able to recover whatever the draw is, and with Up the Beanstalk, most of our top decks are insanely good. Including Marches, Sunfalls, Farewells, you know, all this stuff. Pretty perfect draw, but they cannot blitz because they're on 7. Alright, let's see what they get. I don't think anything makes a difference. Man, we are actually winning super hard with this deck. I mean, like, I didn't expect it to be so nice. This is a strong card. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Bro. We don't have Wrenn, unfortunately, to reanimate it. You can sometimes reanimate with 1 Mirrex, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I could probably just go for lethal. It's a little bit overrated, but alright, let's do it. Alright, and let's attack with everything for deadly 8 damage. Man, this one Rhino accelerated so much the game. Alright, I mean, that was cool, I guess. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this deck. It was a weird day on the arena, I'll be honest. We only played 2 colors, we have very healthy mana base, and we still couldn't hit either green cards or green mana. Like, what the hell, man? I guess arena happened again, but Wrenn is insane card, especially with all the new manlands. Honestly, I tried to use Anchorage, but I think Fortress is just the main power. Dealing 5 damage for basically +1 loyalty on top of just, life gaining as well is insane. So really great synergy, and you don't need to play Abzan for it. Conduit of Worlds we used in some games. It's a little bit slow card. However, it is infinite value, especially with Planeswalkers. That was the main idea, right? Because, for example, Wedding Announcement sometimes can be in the graveyard, but generally it just sits in your battlefield or is exiled if they play Farewell. However, this is not the case with Planeswalkers. They need to die as soon as possible, and I mean, they usually sit in your graveyard. That is a perfect target for Conduit, especially that you can just play a Planeswalker and then smite or get lost and protect it on the other turn. Of course, the downside of this card is that you cannot cast any more spells than this one that you used from the graveyard. However, it doesn't apply if you play on your opponent turn, so the synergy is there. Warchief is probably the prime card that you want to keep casting every single turn. It life gains, it gives you a blocker or just board presence, and it hits with trample on anything you want, probably a Planeswalker or face. So it just does everything, and of course draws you cards. So every turn, like, it's like upgraded Tenacious Thunder, like, basically in this deck. So even though I started with 2, but man, it's so hard to find slots, and I still prefer to have Eternal Wonder against, some super grindy matchups. We still play Mirrex, but honestly, I didn't really need it. So maybe it could just be a part of mana base, but if you hit heavy control, you probably want to use Mirrex, but you probably won't hit hard control. Cosmic Rebirth didn't come into play, but the idea is that it can get you back Wrenn at the end step, and that alone can be enough to win the game, because then you Sunfall, your opponent has nothing, and you have Wrenn that just gives you free value. And with Up the Beanstalk and Marches, we have extra value, more than you think. We actually have quite a lot of cards, 6, 7, and this makes sense. So 1/6 of the deck draws you cards with Up the Beanstalk. That's no joke, especially that it also makes your deck a bit more consistent, because you have 57 other cards basically. So when you play it, you draw another of those cards, so it's a little bit better. It's almost like having more than 4 Emperors in the deck. So what I think about the deck, I actually didn't think it will perform so well. I think we ranked from 900 to 600, and the only game we lost was against Monored. And no, not how you think. We actually would win this game, but we got mana screwed on 3. And we never drew the 4th land, and then we died. I mean, if that's the only loss with the deck in really high Mythic, I'm really happy with it, and it plays very fun. I think there could be some more tweaks with it. I didn't super like Cosmic Rebirth, but also, it's only one of, so I think we need to play more games to be sure. I really like the Warchief. I think it's a great card. Elspeth's very situational, but usually she's so scared that she dies instantly. They can live with Emperor sometimes, but they cannot live with Elspeth. Wrenn, probably one of the best cards in the whole deck. Insane card with those manlands. It's just perfect. I love it. And Cathar Commando was a nice addition. I misplayed a little bit, so I need to play with the card more. And even though we have one, you could say that there's a lot of one-offs, right? But remember, they might be infinite offs, because with Conduit of Worlds you can just play Commando every single turn until you kill your opponent whole board. And it's really good card because it sacrifices itself, which means you don't need to rely on your opponent killing it and putting it into the graveyard. Same for the Warchief. And man, I'm losing my voice. I'm recording extremely early today. So yeah, don't ask how early. So yeah, we will end here. I think that's a very unique deck that is fun to play, and all the control mages probably need some refreshment in the standard. So if you appreciate it, please consider subscribing. You really help the channel, and you show that YouTube should recommend the video more. So if you think it's worth it, I would be absolutely delighted to have you on the channel. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow, guys.